So does that justify everything that you do?
Excuse me, let me tell you something. What do you think they were doing it for? Because they were trying to save us from poverty? No, they did it because they needed us. It's honor and family and loyalty. And some of us wanted a piece of the action. Now, we weren't educated like the Americans, but we had the balls to take what we wanted.
Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome to another live edition of On The Go right here on Driving to the Top Productions, where I'm your host, Haas, and I'm bringing the sauce this week. It's not going to be good sauces on one side of the tracks. Good sauce on one side, bad sauce on the other. What's up, everybody? Hope you're enjoying your lovely Wednesday. It's October 29th, 2025. Halloween is just right around the corner. Whether you're going trick-or-treating, stay safe, or you're going to watch some football over the weekend. It's going to be a cold week here in Louisiana. It was chilly today. It's going to be really cold tomorrow. Stay bundled, folks. Well, before we go any further, you know what to do. Like always, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on X at BigHoss337. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. This show you could find on X and Instagram at onthego_TXLA. Driving to the Top Productions. Follow them guys as well on all social media platforms. Of course, this show is presented by both Rogue Energy and POGGERS. We're going to double affiliate support today. Rogue Energy, the number one gaming drink in America and in the world. POGGERS, the official vitamin supplement of this show. Whether you go to rogueenergy.com or download the Rogue Energy app on any mobile device, or if you go to poggers.shop, whichever poison you choose for energy or hydration, or if you need chill or sleeping products, whatever you choose, same promo code for both right there, OTG, to get 10% off of your order, whether you choose either Rogue Energy or POGGERS. Either way, you're helping me and I'm helping you, and that's all that matters. I said I got a lot of shit to talk when I get to my side of the state, but I want to start on a good note because I feel like one city satisfied me all weekend, where the entire state I live in didn't do shit for me. So without any further ado, let's not waste any time. Let's kick this in H-Town. You ready? Let's go to the 713 right now. All right, welcome to the land where it just stopped, trunks pop, tops drops, and the front end hop. I can't believe I forgot to pay tribute at the beginning of the show while we're going live, but city of Houston is sorrowing right now because of a great man that, especially the University of Houston, just lost. Also from the Tulane side, strength and conditioning coach Kirk Hester of the Houston Cougars, who is also a Tulane graduate. He also coached at Tulane at his alma mater for a few years. He had cancer. He was diagnosed with cancer, and he lost his battle, and he passed away this past Saturday. I send my condolences to his family. I'm sending my condolences to both the University of Houston and Tulane for losing such a great man. I saw their little thing they did for him on College Game Day. It was a great, touching story about him. And Houston, they definitely won that one for him. Matter of fact, they're now the kings of the desert, like the title says. Because last week, the Cougars beat the Wildcats of Arizona. And this past Saturday, they beat the Sun Devils of Arizona State. Cougars win 24-16 against Arizona State. Cougars now improved 7-1 of the season, 4-1 in the Big 12. Look at these numbers, man. 384 total yards, 201 passing, 183 rushing. Connor Wegman is him, folks. 17 for 22, 201 passing yards. He had one touchdown pass to Tanner Gazoyle for 7 yards. He also led in rushing, 21 carries for 111 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns in this game. Dean Connors also had 20 carries for 48 yards. Tanner Gazoyle had led in receiving 7 catches for 100 yards and a touchdown. Defense did good too. 47 total tackles, 35 solo, 5 tackles for a loss, 4 sacks. 3 of those were from Eddie Walls III, and Brandon Mack II had a sack as well. They look good. Would have been a shutout. They were up 24-0 at the end of the third quarter, but Arizona State was trying to sneak in there and make a comeback, and no. They were a little too late. Man, they won that one for Kurt. I mean, it was scary getting towards the end, but they got the job done. They improved. Trying to make some noise going into the Big 12 championship. If they could keep on winning and maybe get some help for some other teams falling. But, they look great, man. This is the only college team that satisfied me this weekend. And they're back at home, and they're going to pay tribute to for them this coming Saturday. Would have attended this game if I would have known ahead of time. Wouldn't be DJing this weekend. But they got West Virginia Saturday. It's their usual blackout game. They usually play around Halloween. They're going to pay tribute and honor the late Kurt Hester at this game. I think it's an 11 a.m. kickoff too, I want to say, as they take on West Virginia, who just not looking too good this season. 2-6 of the season. They're winless in their conference. They're 0-5, and this is only the second meeting between the Mountaineers and the Cougars. They first met in 2023 where Houston beat them. They met where West Virginia won. Yes, it will be an 11 a.m. kickoff on FS1. I think Houston gets another big dub. They're going to win another one for Kurt. I don't. This one, I might have to see what the lineup is, because you know what, I might bet on this game. I might take Houston to cover. Yeah, they're giving West Virginia 13.5. Oh, Houston will cover that. They'll probably beat them by like 20, 30 points. I got the Cougars winning big at home when they get ready to play West Virginia. Well, another team, this one shocked me, folks. Man, the Houston Texans in them Candy Blues, they take down the San Francisco 49ers 26-15. This game shocked me. Now, Texans improved to 3-4. 475 total yards, 318 passing, 157 rushing. CJ Stroud, very good game for him. 30 for 39 in passing, 318 passing yards, 2 touchdown passes. Jaden Higgins for 12 yards and Xavier Hutchinson for 30 yards. Yeah, he threw 1 pick, but I'll let that one slide. He looked really good. He also had 7 carries for 30 yards, but Woody Marks led in rushing for the Texans. 11 carries for 62 yards. Nick Chubb had 17 carries for 56. Xavier Hutchinson led in receiving, 5 catches for 69 yards and a touchdown. CJ had some numbers in this game. Jalen Noah had 5 catches for 63. Woody Marks had 4 catches for 49. Braxton Berrios had 5 catches for 38. And Jaden Higgins had 4 catches for 32 yards and a touchdown. The defense looked good too. 45 total tackles, 26 solo, 2 sacks, courtesy of Derek Barnett and Will Anderson Jr., and 4 tackles for a loss. This was the best I've seen this team play all season so far. Hopefully they can keep that momentum going, because now they get ready for another home game. They got the Denver Broncos next, which we saw what they did to the Cowboys. They're trying to make it 2 in a row against Texas. It's going to be a fun game to watch. I'm looking forward to it. It won't be easy. But why do I feel? I will admit I did pick 49ers to beat the Texans, and I got swerved there. But I'm about to look at this lineup here. What if by some miracle they can pull this off and beat the Broncos? But Broncos are going to be a very competitive team. They got Houston -1.5. They're giving the Broncos 1.5 points. Oh, wrong game. Let's see. Oh, that's a 50-50 game. Oh, Broncos are favored by 50.5% say the Broncos pulled it off. Texans are 49.1%. If that's the numbers, then you know what? I'm not going to turn on them again. They've impressed me this past week. I'm a root for them. I love Sean Payton. I love Bo Nix, but you know what? Just let the Texans have this one. They've been proving a lot better. They shocked me this week. Let them have it. Let them have it. Plus, hell, the city has been kicking ass lately, especially football. Like Houston Cougars won, Texans won. Hell, even Rice won. Rice won their game in overtime. How did Texas Southern? I don't even know how they did. All I can say is Houston Christian, the only one that didn't satisfy the city. When it comes to the only four, this is like the only college football teams they have in the city: Houston, Rice, Texas Southern, Houston Christian. That's the only college football teams they have. Sam Houston, no, that's Huntsville. They're just playing in Houston because they have no stadium to play in. They're renovating them now that they put big boy pants on and want to compete in Conference USA. And that's not working too well because them and UMass are the only two teams in the country that are winless. Watch them both finish that way. Well, the Broncos is going to be a hell of a game. 11th meeting overall, by the way. Broncos won 3 of the last 5. Last time the Texans beat the Broncos was 2 years ago. But I'm a root for them. Give me the Texans. I ain't going to turn them down. All right, one more thing before we get out of the 713. I'm going to have a segment for the Rockets like I've done with the Dynamo. But I'm going to start coming up with special names for these talks, you know. I know I've been calling it Astros talk all season, Dynamo talk. I might try and come up with some nicknames for those categories. So I'm going to do something for the Rockets. Instead of calling it Rockets talk, we're going to call this category, when I get to Rockets talk, we're going to call it Light the Fuse. Shout out to Paul Wall, Bun B, Slim Thug. That's a badass song. Well, speaking of the Rockets, they got a big win tonight. I know they beat the Toronto Raptors earlier, 139-121. I'll get to some numbers later. I need to improve their record. I know they should be 2-2 right now. I know they're 2-2 now. They started off the season 0-2. Had that heartbreaking loss in overtime on opening night to the Thunder, but what shocked me was they lost to the fucking Pistons on Friday. Are Pistons that damn good? Like, I was in shock. I didn't even watch the game, and I'm like, you got to be shitting me. The fucking Pistons? Pistons beat them by 4. But, I mean, are they really that good? I got some numbers in their last 2 wins. They got their first win of the season on Monday night. They beat the Brooklyn Nets in Brooklyn. No, it was a home game. They won 137-109. A couple numbers in that game: 39 rebounds, 10 steals, 4 blocks, 10 turnovers, 21 fast break points, 66 points in the paint, and 22 fouls. Their largest lead in the game was 33. Kevin Durant, in just 25 minutes, he had 19 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 4 personal fouls. Alperen Şengün. I said his name right, folks. It's Şengün. I'm never going to say Şengün anymore. It's Şengün. Alperen Şengün. Old boy from Turkey. He had 21 points in that game in just 30 minutes. Jabari Smith had 11. Amen Thompson had 12. But Tari Eason led in this game with 22 points. Steven Adams led in rebounds with 8. And Reed Shepherd, old white boy from Kentucky, he led in assists with 8 in just that game alone. Let's see what I could pull up for Toronto, because I sure didn't type it up. Let's see. Just give me a second here, and then I'll give how an average these players are doing per season. So Kevin Durant had led with 31 points in this one. 11-37. Steven Adams led in rebounds with 12, and Şengün led in assists with 9. Let's see. KD also had 1 assist, 5 rebounds. He finally made some 3-point shots. He went 4 for 8 in 3-point shooting, 11 and 19 in field goal. He had only 2 personal fouls. Jabari Smith had 25 points. Şengün had 18 points. Josh Okogie Did I say his last name right? I don't feel like playing that clip. He had 10 points. Amon Thompson had 18 points. Shepard had 7. Adams had 12. Easton had 14. They look good today. They look good. All right, so far this season, I know they've only played 4 games, but I did a comparison home and away. I should have did this for the Pelicans, but I didn't. But I promise next week I'll get to that when I talk with the Pelicans. Hopefully on a good note. So far this season in home games, I know they've only played 2 home games. As of right now in leaders, Kevin Durant leads averaging 28 points per game. He also leads in 2 steals per game at home. Steven Adams leads in rebounds, averaging 9 rebounds per game. Şengün leads in assists at home, averaging 6.5 assists per game at home. And Clint Capella averages 1 block per game at home. While on the road, Şengün leads in points, averaging 39 points per game, averaging 7 assists and 2 steals per game on the road. Steven Adams averages 13 rebounds a game on the road, and Josh Okogie averages 1 block per game on the road. And I know they've only 4 games. We've already been 1 week in. Those numbers are going to grow. I'm going to try and do this update as best as I can. I'm pretty sure there'll be days I'm going to be off. They might just be playing a game now, and I don't have the final numbers in, but just bear me out, folks. This is something new I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do better when it comes to basketball talk, because I can talk football up a motherfucking storm. Basketball, as much as I know this game really well, I'm not big when it comes to talking statistics on it. I could play call a basketball game, no problem, but it's talking numbers, talking like a true analyst. I can't master it like I can with football and baseball, but I'm gonna give it my all on a game I love too. May not be my favorite sport, like Curtis Blow or Bow Wow says, but I love watching it, especially college hoops. Speaking of that, are you guys ready for college basketball to make its return? You know I'm ready. The Houston Cougars in basketball, I'm hoping make it back to the Final Four again. Maybe another national title appearance, maybe finally win one. It's going to be a fun season. I know they had an exhibition game with Mississippi State the other night, and they looked pretty good. It wasn't televised, but what I saw on X and Facebook, they looked pretty decent. We'll see what they got coming up next. Meanwhile, the Houston Rockets, till next week's stream, they're already done playing for the month of October. They got 13 games in the month of November, but next 3, I'll just say next 3. Saturday, they go to Boston to play the Celtics, who had proved to 2-3 as of today. Monday, November 3rd, they're back at the Toyota Center hosting the Mavericks. In-state rivalry. Might have a turning point for the Mavericks. Supposedly, Anthony Davis suffered an Achilles injury. I don't know if he might be out for the rest of the season. And then a week from tonight, they'll be in a division matchup for the second time. They go to Memphis to take on the Grizzlies. That's the next 3 for the Rockets. We'll keep it on that. This very confident. The city made me proud this week. Well, let's get to a state where I'm going to be doing a lot of shit talking and out. So without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and take it in my neck of the woods. Let's go and head out to the 3-3-7. Let's go. Well. Here where I come, where I'm going to be doing a lot of rant talking with everybody I cover in the state. Let's start with the Magnesia Cowboys. You had me so confident that y'all were going to win 2 in a row after y'all's homecoming victory over Houston Christian. Turns out y'all go to Thibodeau to get out 31-7.
You bunch of losers! You're working with a professional here!
You're now 2-6 of the season. You're 1-3 in the conference. Let's get some of these numbers, folks. 64 will cover it. Jake Strong went 10 for 18, 170 passing yards. 1 touchdown pass to Logan Malden for 20 yards. but you throw 2 interceptions? Nah, man. And then you go 9 carries for 36 yards, even though Cameron Senegal led in receiving. He had 2 receptions for yards. This game was so bad, I didn't even put who led in receiving and whatnot. Well, Cameron Senegal led in receiving. Jake Strong led in rushing. And once again, I don't know why they don't want to post defensive shit on the ESPN app that I can read. I can do it for everybody else, but I can't do it for the freaking Southland Conference. Every time I go find this, I ain't found shit.
We ain't found shit.
Whoever's in charge of doing stats for the Southland Conference on ESPN app.
Off is a direction you can fuck.
Now, what's next? I'm not going to be too shitty on this team because now they're about to be back in the win column here because they are hosting a rival who I don't get how. I'm not a this fan base, but I have gear for them. But I'll wear them secretly. But I can't imagine how bad it must be to be a fan of the Demons of Northwestern State up there in Natchitoches. I think I've said before in the past, when was the last time they've ever had a winning season? They're sure not having one right now. I know they got their first win in like 3 years. But they're now 1-7, but they're 0-4 in the conference, and we got them next. In their history, I know McNeese won 4 of the last 5 meetings. Last time the Demons beat the Cowboys was an upset in 2021. But McNeese is going to bounce back. This was another game I was looking forward to attending because I know they're going to win this. But I might wait till later in the season. I'm going to try and make a McNeese game. I know they only got 2 home games left. And then their last home game is East Texas A&M, another team that's been struggling. So I'm going to I might make that one, but you might check this one out a little bit while I'm DJing. But hopefully they need to bounce back. But I got McNeese beat Northwestern State. I didn't even give a final score for Houston over West Virginia. I'll say like 30. East Northwestern State, I'll say 41-3. I'll give Northwestern State a field goal. 41-3, Cowboys win that one. All right, now let's go to Lafayette. Let's talk the Raging Cajuns. Once again, I don't know what's up with this team. This team has got bad luck, but another terrible performance. They tried to hang in, but it was too late. They fall to Troy, 35-23.
You bunch of losers! You're working with a professional here!
Raging Cajuns are now 2-6 of the season, 1-3 in the Sun Belt. They had 371 total yards, 187 passing, 184 rushing. Lunch Winfield, I didn't even get the number, how many passes he completed. I just know he had 187 passing yards. He had 1 touchdown thrown to Shelton Sampson for 36 yards, but he did throw 2 interceptions. Where he also rushed for 139 yards on 23 carries, so he also led in rushing. Let's see here. Zylan Perry also had 9 carries for 21 yards. Dill Davis had 9 carries for 16 yards. And Steven Blanco had 1 carry for 8 yards. Shelton Sampson led in receiving, 5 catches for 74 yards and a touchdown. Charles Robinson had 3 carries for 61 yards. Lunch Winfield went 12 for 22 in his passes. I guess Walker Howard, I thought he was out for the season. He went in 1 game. He threw 1 pass that was incomplete. So is he good to go? Is Walker Howard cleared to compete? Is he going to be ready to play when they get ready to play South Alabama next? Well, defense for the Cajuns, 78 total tackles, 28 solo, 3 sacks, courtesy of Moriam Alam, Jordan Lawson, and Maxim Baldwin. And Kadarius Miller, and they had 3 tackles for a loss. They had a sack pair from Elam and Miller. Well, they got South Alabama next. Same record, 2-6 overall, 1-3 in the conference. 14th meeting overall. Cajuns won 7 of the last 10. But this Rage Cage team is horrible, man. Desamore, he must not be it, man. Y'all might as well get Billy Napier back. At least he can win over there, unlike Florida. But I don't remember what time this game is. But I think South Alabama's going to probably beat the Cajuns, to be honest with you. Let's see. Oh, I'll save you later. 2:30 kickoff, by the way. So I got South Alabama beating the Cajuns. Maybe something like a similar score like this. I'll say maybe like a 31-21. South Alabama beats the Cajuns. Well, that's all I got for this area. You ready to go to 225? Because I got a lot to say here, folks. You know, maybe, so it's Wednesday, maybe 4 days ago, I thought I was going to be coming on here doing major rants in anger. But I won't be as angry anymore because we fixed that problem. But let's just go off a limb and first say I knew this was coming, but I didn't think it was going to be this damn bad. LSU got their ass whooped at night in Death Valley to Texas A&M, 49-25.
You bunch of losers! You're working with a professional here!
So because of that, LSU's playoff hopes are officially over. I feel like Lee Corso let the biggest lie out before he officially retired. He had LSU and Penn State in the national championship and said LSU was going to win their 5th. Look where these two are at right now. LSU's 5-3 overall, 2-3 in the SEC. I don't even remember what Penn State record is. They might be, I think they're 5-4 or even less than that. And spoiler alert, both their coaches are gone now. I'll get to more of that later. Let's look at these numbers again. So 278 total yards, 218 passing, 60 rushing. That ain't going to cover it. Garrett Nussmeier went 22 for 35, 168 passing. Did throw 1 touchdown to Trey Green for 4 yards. Where I guess it got too bad for him. They pulled him out of the game finally. They put Michael Van Buren Jr. in that weave for a while. And the short time he had in that game, he had a tremendous time in the game. He went 3 for 4 in passing, 50 yards in passing. He threw a touchdown pass to Kyle Parker for 12 yards. Harlan Berry led in rushing. He had 9 carries for 59 yards and a rushing touchdown. Caden Durham had 5 carries for 36 yards. Barian Brown led in receiving. He had 4 catches for 60 yards. Aaron Anderson had 5 catches for 59. Trey Green had 6 catches for 54 yards and a touchdown. And Kyle Parker had 3 catches for 20 yards and a touchdown. The defense, with what they had in this game, even though they did not play 65 total tackles, 27 solo, 2 tackles for a loss. We did have 2 interceptions, courtesy of A.J. Hawley for 25 yards and Harold for 3 yards. And we had a block punt, courtesy of Jace Thomas. But that was the first. That was only just in the first half. The first half, they played like a better team. The second half is like they went downhill from there. But now everything's over. We had to do something about it. And before we did something about it, I couldn't take it anymore. I got on social media. I said, Brian Kelly's got to go. That was the last straw for me. And sure enough, 24 hours later, I'm getting alerts about they're holding a coaches meeting that's involving the governor himself, because as of right now, LSU don't have a president. They're finding a new president. There's like 3 candidates lined up, one of them including McNeese's president that might get called up. I forgot his name. So Jeff Landry took over, our governor, our stupid governor, took over, and they finally made the call to get the buyout done. Brian Kelly's gone. $58 million. second biggest buyout under Jimbo Fisher when he was at Texas A&M. A lot more than what they did for Ed Ogeron. So we got that out of the way. And then the next day, they made a bigger announcement that I enjoyed. Offensive coordinator, Joe, also been terminated from LSU. So now the former running back coach now taking over as interim head coach in Frank Wilson. Guy, by the way, very down. Just after that first practice, taking over the job. His tone in the press conference and everything in between, I felt something special. It was like hearing Coach O all over again because, first of all, Frank Wilson is a Louisiana native, born and raised in New Orleans, St. Augustine alum. Shout out to the Purple Knights. Played college football at Nichols. Shout out to the Colonels. He's only had 2 head coaching jobs in college. He coached at UTSA for a few years. Was at McNeese, not far from here, for a couple seasons. But he can recruit. Frank Wilson knows how to get recruits to commit. And now we got him taking over until we find somebody new. But it's going to be for the remainder of the season. They announced Frank Wilson will be interim head coach for the remainder of the 2025 season until they find a new one, most likely during the offseason. But hear me out. I said this in a post, and I got bashed for it a lot. So if you made fun of me for making that post.
Off is a direction you can fuck.
I mean, get back.
Get back!
Because I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets.
I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets.
As I was saying, imagine on his first night as interim head coach, they got the bye week this week. Just a heads up. No game, bye week before the big one with Alabama in Tuscaloosa. Imagine he does the unthinkable. His first night on the job as interim head coach, you beat one of your fierce rivals. You upset your fierce rival in Alabama, who's currently number 4 in the country, and you're unranked. If I were that piece of shit, Scott Woodward, who's the athletic director, by the way, I would give him the job as soon as the game was over. That's just me. You pull that off in your debut as interim head coach. Congratulations, Mr. Wilson. You are our new head coach of the Fighting Tigers. You know, don't get me started. Dennis the Menace fucking clip coming. Hey, Mr. Wilson. You know what? Fuck it. Next week I'm pulling it up. I'm going to get it up. Give me a week. But I mean, I know he's not going to. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised they would give him the coaching job if he finishes the season strong. But they're throwing names lined up, and I know people are going to have their naysays of who should take over the coaching job. A lot of names getting thrown out. One name in particular you're going to hear a lot is Lane Kiffin, which, yeah, supposedly he signed an extension with Ole Miss, but that doesn't matter. Really? I mean, I don't know how much they're really paying him to stay, but, I mean, if LSU offers him more money, yeah, he could jump ship and drop that extension. So Lane Kiffin's up there. I threw in John Summerall, Tulane's head coach. I think, yeah, his name got thrown in there. He'd be a good fit. Somebody threw in Billy Napier. Like, shut up. No.
Shut up, bitch.
Oh my God. That was a last minute decision there. And I'm sorry. This is where I'm going to go ahead and just say, blow the whistle.
Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle.
I'm blowing the whistle here because Nick Saban's name is thrown in there. Let me rephrase this. I don't care how many people get pissed off when I say this. Nick Saban is done. He left for a NIL ruined college football. He stated that left Alabama. If we didn't have to worry about NIL, Kalen DeBoer would not be over there. Nick Saban would still be coaching instead of being behind the desk on College Game Day with McAfee and Herb Street and Desmond Howard and Reese Davis. No, he's done. He's staying behind that desk. Miss Terry ain't going to let him get off that desk unless they offered him a shitload of money, but they're not going to do that. They got to pay that. I don't know if they already paid that whole buyout. I know an anonymous donor donated like $52 million to that $58 million buyout. So, I mean, they basically got that buyout paid in less than 24 hours. And I don't have to go through such pain in personal anguish anymore now with Brian Kelly gone.
And all this time I've been going through such pain and personal anguish. Such hell for nothing.
No, I ain't got to worry about that no more. I got my vibe back in because if Kelly and fucking Sloan were still be here right now, I would be talking so much more shit than I am now. I would not have no faith in them playing Alabama. I was going to be at the Western Kentucky game in a couple of weeks, their final home game, and I was going to drop going. Now that Frank Wilson's taken over, I'm ready for Alabama now. I'm ready to see what he can make this team do. And I want to go back and be at the Western Kentucky game on November 20. I think it's November 22nd, if I'm correct. Sit up. Get Whit Weeks fucking ready. I can't go another game without him not tackling nobody's ass. We need Whit Weeks back more than ever. But we're gonna restart. We're starting over. They're gonna look. We're gonna fix everything else. They already got the Brian Kelly issue and the Jones Sloan issue done. We ain't got to worry about it finding a head coach till the end of the season or season. It's Frank Wilson's team now. He's gonna turn this thing around. I gotta trust the process. That's what I'm gonna do now. And when we get ready for Bama next week, then I'll be more ready to cheer. Always go Tigers either way. And it won't be long. I'll be talking LSU basketball in this show. I'll be doing boys and girls. That'll be the only girls basketball team I'm going to cover on the show, by the way, is Kim Mulkey's Tigers. So make some arrangements because, whenever I do my 504 talk, like when football's over for Tulane, I'm not talking Tulane basketball. I'm only going to talk them in football. I was going to consider dropping them out of the show for next season, but they've been playing so good. Fucking, I'm going to just keep talking about them. As a matter of fact, that's all I got in the 225 talk. Let's take it out of Tigerland. Let's go ahead and wrap this up in the Big Easy before we make some predictions and recaps. So you know what? Let's walk it down I-10. Let's go to New Orleans, baby. 504. Let's roll. Well, I got a bit of rants on here as well, but I'm going to just get this out of the way. I don't have much to talk about. I know they're playing right now. So I'm going to also have a segment for the New Orleans Pelicans. I didn't get to talk about them last week in their debut game because they were still playing when I did my show last week. So I'm going to have a segment for Pelicans Talk. We're going to call it Take Flight. We're going to call this segment Take Flight. And obviously the Pelicans ain't flying too high because I'm not surprised with how the outcome's going so far, and it's only been a week. But the New Orleans Pelicans are currently 0-4 right now. They're about to be 0-5. Pelicans are getting their fucking ass whooped right now by the Denver Nuggets, 82-49 in the third period right now. I'm just keep this short and sweet. I ain't gonna have much to talk about for the Pelicans till they start winning. But they opened up the regular season. You go back to the 22nd. They played at Memphis. They lost only by 6 points. They fell to the Grizzlies 128-122. Zion Williamson had 27 points in that game. 9 rebounds. Was that average? Hold up. Let me just pull it up right here. That might have been some other numbers. Hold on a second. So you go back to just the debut game. He had 27 points. He led in that. He also led in rebounds with 9. So yeah, that's all the right numbers. So He led in points, rebounds, and assists in their opening night with the Grizzlies. 27 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. He also had 4 steals. And that was just what he was averaging at first. Game 2, they fell to the San Antonio Spurs in overtime, but they only fell 120-116 in that game. Let's see some leaders in that game. Zion led in that game again with 27 points. He also led in rebounds with 10 and assists with 7. He led in the second game in a row. He led in everything. Now, Monday night, he did not play against the Celtics. He was out with a minor injury, but he is playing tonight. But they fell 122-90 to the Celtics. In this game, Jordan Poole led in points with 22. Missy, I ain't going to try and pronounce his name again. Yves Missy led with 7 rebounds, and Trey Murphy led in assists with 5. I don't even have the numbers for this one. I'm not even going to try and bring them up. All I just know is if you ever listen to Locked On Pelicans, Jake Madison made a point saying they need to make a big coaching change. They should have got rid of Willie fucking Green a long fucking time ago. Hell, is he still on the coaching staff? Nothing's changed for the Pelicans. Oh, well, a good thing I just saw was an alley-oop. Pull to Williams, alley-oop. But you still got a long way to catch up. I know they go in group play Friday. They're about to start NBA Cup play already. They go in Cup play on Halloween night with the Clippers. That's their last game left for this month. And then 16 games in November, but until I come on the air next Sunday, they go to OKC and play the undefeated Oklahoma City Thunder. They host the Hornets on Tuesday, November 4th. And then a week from tonight, Dallas to play the Mavericks. That's their upcoming games for the next week. Hopefully they can win one of those. If they can win one, I can see them maybe beating the Hornets. Other than that, they're going to probably lose to the Clippers. They're definitely losing to the Thunder, and I don't know Dallas yet. Depends how serious that injury is with the Pelicans. But that's one way to start off this new segment. All the shit talk I got on the Pelicans. Hopefully they can step up and further. I'm going to go ahead and just jump off a limb here. I'm going to jump shift here. But the New Orleans Saints, this team is fucking dog shit. You got blown out 23-3 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You're now 1-7 of the season. You had 275 total yards in this game. 227 passing. Okay, that's not bad. 45 total rushing yards.
You bunch of losers! You're working with a professional here!
That was also for the Pelicans too, by the way. Spencer Rattler, before he got pulled out of the game. Oh, that's how you get pulled out? Oh, no. I'm going to rephrase that real quick. But 15 for 21, 136 passing, an interception. The interception he threw, here's one thing for Spencer Rattler. Look, I don't hate you, dude. I think you're a good guy. I enjoyed watching you. On that documentary on Netflix. What was it, QB1 Beyond the Lights? I enjoyed watching you there. That's how I got to know about you. Enjoyed your college career, especially when you transferred to South Carolina, Oklahoma. But you just stick to playing quarterback. I know you're not having the season you're for. Don't try and make a tackle again. When you threw that pick, you tried to tackle the linebacker that caught your interception. That boy knocked you out cold with his shoulder pad. They had to put Tyler Shough in there, and Tyler Shough, I mean, he went 17 for 30. He had 128 passing yards through an interception. Meanwhile, our run game is just, oh my God, dude. Alvin Kamara led in rushing 6 carries for 21 yards. Shough had 3 carries for 12 yards, and Spencer Rattler had 3 carries for 12 yards. Our run game is fucking dog shit, folks.
Fucking guys, fucking team, man. They fucking suck. I'm gonna hate fuck this shit out of you, ref.
While on the receiving end, Rashid Shaheed had 9 catches for 75 yards. He led in receiving. Chris Olave, another fucking lame ass, 8 catches for 63. And then Jawan Johnson had 5 catches for 53 yards, dude. What is up with this team, bruh? Every time I want to believe in them and thinking they got it, and what do?
They rip your heart out of your ass.
While the defense, 66 total tackles, 34 solo, 3 sacks, and 2 tackles for a loss. It's not going to get any better. They got the Rams next in LA, but there will be a change. Tyler Shough has been named the starting quarterback for this week's game against the Rams. Finally making his first official start. Hopefully they can make something happen, but I have no confidence in this team. This will be the 81st meeting. Rams won 4 of the last 5. Last time the Saints beat the Rams was in 2022. Don't get me started on the damn NFC title game and the no call. But something's going to change. I don't have them beating the Rams. It's not even going to be close. It'll be probably worse than 23-3. I can see this being like freaking 38-0 or 38-7. I don't know. That's all the bad talk I'm going to have for the Big Easy now. But let's talk about not just the best team in New Orleans. How about the best team in college football in Louisiana? Tulane got a game tomorrow night. They're coming off a bye week. They're currently 6-1 of the season. They're 3-0 in the conference, undefeated. They go to San Antonio tomorrow night to play the Roadrunners of UTSA, who are 3-4 of the season and 1-2 in the American Conference. Only the 3rd meeting. Tulane's going to be hot, man. Tulane's going to win. I want to see the lineup because you know what? I might bet Tulane on this game. Let's see. Do they cover? They got -5.5 against TSA 5 points. I think they cover. I'm taking them with the points. Tulane's covering about more than 5. They're gonna probably beat them. They're gonna beat them. I'm gonna say 42-28. You know what? That might be too many points for UTSA. How about 42-17? I'll say that. I'll give UTSA 17 points. But that's all they're going to score. Tulane beats them, no problem. All right, let's go back. Let's get the normal one back up because I'm done with my New Orleans talk. But let's see what happened around the boot, folks. Let's see what happened coming up for college football around the boot. Louisiana Tech. They had a Tuesday game last week. They lost heartbreaker in overtime. Kentucky 28-27. They play on Halloween night against Houston State, and I think that's the game they're wearing the all blackout uniforms. I saw they revealed a black Louisiana Tech helmet. It looks fucking dope. I wish I had a picture of it. Sam Houston State, one of only 2 teams in the country that's winless in FBS. Louisiana Tech big over the Bearcats. Easily big win for the Bulldogs. UO Monroe coming off a 49-21 loss over this. They're back at home Saturday. They play Old Dominion, the Monarchs. Sunbelt game too, by the way. Old Dominion's 5-3. They're gonna beat them. Give me Old Dominion. Southeastern Louisiana coming off a 38-14 win at Houston Christian. 6-2 of the season. They're undefeated in the Southland Conference. They are 4-0. And I know they're ranked in the FCS top 25. They were like, I think 18 or something. They got East Texas A&M Saturday night, Strawberry Stadium. The Lions are it's a battle of the Lions. East Texas A&M 2-6. Southeastern, the real Lions in this game. Give me Southeastern. Nichols coming off a 31-7 win over McNeese. Nichols got Houston Christian at home. 3 p.m. kickoff. Both teams are 2-6. I saw Houston Christian play McNeese. They are dog shit. Give me Nichols at home over Houston Christian. Northwestern State's going to McNeese. I already said McNeese is going to beat the shit out of them. Grambling. Grambling's been winning lately. Shocking upset last week. They beat Jackson State 26-24. They're back at home. They're 5-3. They're playing Alabama A&M, who got their ass blown out in the Magic City Classic against Alabama State. Give me the Tigers. Give me G-Men. Give me Grambling at home over Alabama A&M. And Southern, the second worst laughing stock in the state. The Jags coming off a 43-35 loss to Florida A&M. They go on the road to play Arkansas Pine Bluff, who's not too good either. Jags are 1-7. The Lions are 2-5. I'm going to give them one shot. I'll take Southern in this. But if they cannot beat Arkansas Pine Bluff, I have them losing out. They got Alcorn State, who's 2-6. They got Texas Southern, which that's going to be a loss anyway, 4-3. And then they wrap up with the Bayou Classic with Grambling, who's 5-3. They win this out another win against Alcorn. But if they can't beat Arkansas Pine Bluff, I have them losing out the rest of the season. So there you have it there. That's my talk for Around the Boot. Let's go ahead and finish the show up with some recaps and predictions, which I thought I was going to have. I'm gonna try and start doing it next week. I'm going to get conferences lined up and make some predictions on who could jump in and sneak in, because it won't be long, folks. It literally, in almost nearly a month, we're going to be in conference championship play. So next stream will be November 5th. Starting November 5th. So that's going to be 5 shows if you include my December 4th show. The next 5 episodes, I'm going to be recapping and doing some analogy to see Big Ten, Sun Belt, American Conference, Mountain West, MAC. We're going to do some talk with that. You hear me out? All right, let's recap. Let's recap college football first. Let's recap week 9. Let's see what happened this week. By the way, this was the best I did all season. I picked 22 games last week and I went 19-3. The only ones that cost me a perfect score, SMU lost to Wake Forest. Kansas, who were the favorite to play their in-state rivals, Kansas State. And Kansas State now makes it 17 in a row against the Jayhawks. They should stick to basketball. And then I don't think no one thought Old Dominion was going to take down Appalachian State. Other than that, Ole Miss and Oklahoma, good game. Ole Miss covered and pulled it off. Memphis pulled another big one over South Florida. Auburn gets their first win in the SEC, so Hugh Freeze gets to keep his job. He beat Arkansas. Alabama had a struggle win with South Carolina. Another struggle. It's like all their SEC games were struggle wins. How do they keep pulling this off? They survived Georgia. They survived Vanderbilt. They survived Tennessee. Survived South Carolina. And they survived Missouri. They're on a bye, and they got LSU next. Lord knows what's going to happen there. Vanderbilt, Missouri, great game. Vanderbilt pulled it off. Thanks to them, BYU and Indiana, I won my money in FanDuel. What else happened this week? That was pretty big. Texas almost blew it to Mississippi State but made a comeback. Michigan keeps the trophy. Colorado gets decimated by Utah. Yada, yada, yada. I'm shocked Coach Prime still has a job coaching for Colorado. All right, but let's go ahead and make these Week 10 predictions. You know, they're presented by Rogue Energy, the #1 gaming drink in the world and the official gaming drink of On The Go. Also, this is also going to be presented by Poggers as well. We'll keep it even. Don't have many college games to predict here, but we're going to go ahead and run them down. Marshall and Coastal Carolina. Sunbelt matchup. I want to say this game is tomorrow night. Or it could be Friday or Saturday. That's tomorrow night. Both teams are 4-3. Oh, Marshall, heavy favorite? Okay, I'll pick Marshall. All right, that's the only game I have for Thursday. Here's your Saturday slate. Vanderbilt at Texas. Now, last I heard, supposedly, I heard through the grapevine that Arch Manning is in concussion protocol. If that's true and he's not playing, then I'm going with Vanderbilt. Believe it or not, Vandy's won 7 of the last 10 meetings against Texas. I don't care if that was back in the 1920s. Who would have thought Vandy would be leading this series with Texas? They've met 14 times. They've beat them 8 times. The last time they beat them, though, was 1928. It's a long time ago. Damn near almost 100 years ago. I'm gonna obviously pick Vanderbilt, but I gotta see this lineup. They got Texas. They're giving Vanderbilt 2 points. They still have Texas as the favorite, but where's the fucking injury list? I want to see if he's out. If Arch is out, I'm picking Vanderbilt. But I'm probably going to still pick Vanderbilt either way. I probably won't know an official until Saturday. Miami and SMU. I'm gonna go with the Hurricanes. Give me Miami over Navy and North Texas. This is actually, to be honest with you, this is going to be a very good game, I believe, but it's going to be very underrated because it's 2 small programs like the Naval Academy and North Texas. Both teams have been good this year. I know Navy's undefeated. Where is North Texas record right now? Hold on. North Texas is 7-1. Navy's undefeated. Oh man, this is good. Oh, I'm gonna have to watch this game. North Texas is the favorite though, big favorite. They're giving Navy 5.5. You know what? I'm taking Navy. I'm gonna take Navy with the points. If I bet this game, I'm taking Navy with the points. I think Navy will probably pull this one off. Arizona State and Iowa State. Both teams coming off losses. I know Iowa State coming off loss to BYU. Arizona State coming off loss to Houston. Something's going to give. I don't know if I could see Iowa State losing 2 in a row at home. I'm not even going to fuck with this game on FanDuel anyway. I'm just going to pick them straight up. I'm going to go with Iowa State to beat Arizona State. This is a good rivalry here. Whatever they call this rivalry, Florida versus Georgia. Florida-Georgia game, the cocktail party, whatever you want to call it. They always Duval at Jacksonville. 103rd meeting between the Gators and the Dogs. Georgia won the last 4, make it 5 in a row. I'm going with Georgia over Florida. South Carolina and Ole Miss. This will be the 19th meeting. South Carolina won 3 of the last 5, but it's in Oxford. I'm gonna go with Ole Miss. Tennessee 6th meeting. Oklahoma's won 3 of the last 5, but it's at Rocky Top. This might be a sneaky game to watch, but I'm gonna go with over Oklahoma. USC and Nebraska. Give me USC. Kentucky and Auburn. I think Auburn wins 2 in a row. Kentucky is really the worst team in the SEC right now. So I'm going with Auburn. Washington State and Oregon State. Remember, they're the only 2 teams in the Pac-12 that they're going to have to play twice a year, and this will be the first meeting. They're playing in Corvallis. Overall, they've met 110 times. Washington State's won 8 of the last 10. And Oregon State, I know they fired their head coach earlier this season. Washington State's I think they're going to sweep them. They're going to beat them this Saturday, and they'll beat them again when they meet at the end of the season. Wake Forest and Florida State. Ooh, this one going to flip a coin for me. I don't think Florida State can afford another loss. They're playing in Tallahassee. Wake Forest is 5-2. Florida State is 3-4. State is a heavy favorite. They're giving Wake Forest 7.5 points. I'm not even gonna fuck with that on FanDuel either, but I'll just take Florida State. Fuck it. If they don't win, then I ain't gonna pick them ever again the rest of the season. And then finally, College Game Day. Our final game we're gonna pick. College Game Day is going to this matchup: Cincinnati at Utah, Big 12 showdown, first ever meeting between the Bearcats and the Utes. I'm gonna go with Utah. It's in Salt Lake City. I know Cincinnati's been playing really well lately, but come on, you ain't gonna mess with Utah in Salt Lake City. So give me Utah in that one. All right, well now let's wrap this up. Let's do some recaps of the NFL. Go back, watch my last live stream. I said the Jets were gonna beat the Bengals, and they did, buddy, by 1 point. What I did not expect was I didn't expect the Ravens to beat the Bears with a backup quarterback. I didn't think Tua Tagovailoa was going to play the fucking game of his life and decimate the Atlanta Falcons, but I loved every second bit of it. Giant man, oh my God, bro. Sending prayers out to Cam Scatterbo. That was a fucking nasty injury with his ankle. How Jackson Dart reacted was how I reacted. Are the Giants cooked now? I don't think they're that cooked. Yeah, they lost to the Eagles. But Colts are still showing why they're the best team in the AFC. Denver Broncos ran over them Cowboys. Sunday Night Football, great game, but what the fuck were those uniforms the Steelers had? They look like freaking street signs. They look like minions. Hell, they even look like the CDA from Monsters Inc. 2319. We have a 2319. They look like them. Packers got the Monday Night Football. I didn't even fucking watch this game. I'll watch the World Series. I'm going to talk about that when we close out. I ain't going to talk much about it. Chiefs beat the shit out of Commanders, but they didn't have nobody. Jane Daniels didn't play. Terry McLaurin didn't play. I don't even think Deebo Samuel played. I didn't even watch a single play of that game. But let's go ahead and make some predictions for week 9. Thursday Night Football. I don't know if he's back, but if he is back, it's Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens against Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins. I'm going with the Miami Dolphins here. Give me them. Broncos, Texans. I'm going to ride with the Texans. What's a good score prediction? Did I give a score for that? 26-17, I'll say that. Saints, Rams. I said the Rams are going to beat the shit out of the Saints. Falcons, Patriots. I'm going to go with the Patriots. Fuck the Falcons. Chargers, Titans. Chargers are going to beat the shit out of the Titans. Bears and the Bengals. You know what? This is going to be my toilet bowl of the week. That's my toilet bowl of the week, but I got the Bengals beating the Bears. Colts, Steelers. Colts big, but I need to pick a game of the week for the NFL. I don't know if I already picked that or not. Maybe I'll pick it towards the end. 49ers and the Giants. Both teams coming off of losses. Well, it's in New York. You know what? Win this one for Cam. Give me the Giants. Vikings and the Lions. I mean, I think it's going to be a close game. The Vikings ain't been shit lately, but it's a division rival. So be on the lookout for that. Panthers and the Packers. This is going to be another slugfest. Packers win big. Jags and the Raiders. Man. You know what? If there were be an upset this week, this would be an upset. I'd pick the Raiders upsetting the Jags. I might have a new segment, upset of the week. I might have to have an upset of the week each week because I pulled that one out of the hat with the Jets. So you know what? That's my upset of the week right here. The Raiders upsetting the Jags. This is my game of the week right here. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs taking on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Could be a potential AFC championship game. And I'm going to stick with my word. I know, Buffalo has lost some games so far. They're 5-2. But I said that this was going to be one of their losses, and I'm going to stick with it. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs over the Bills. Sunday Night Football. Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks. Taking on, if he's back, Jane Daniels and the Washington Commanders. I need to go look at my fantasy football. But with what I'm looking at, the Commanders are a heavy favorite, so maybe Jane Daniels is back. I'll go ahead and off a limb and pick the Commanders if he's back. And then Monday Night Football, we got Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals taking on Scott and the Dallas Cowboys. Arizona 2-5. The Cowboys are 3-4-1. Cowboys are a huge favorite. I would laugh hysterically if the Cardinals upset them, but they're gonna. I think they bounce back and win this. So you know what? I'm giving the Dallas Cowboys over the Cardinals. That's all my NFL talk. I'm just get this off real quick. I'm just gonna give a World Series update. I know we're going in 6 games for sure. But how outcome could go? It could go 7. Let's see. Let's go back to the last time I talked this. So the World Series didn't kick off last time I did a show. So it started on Friday. Blue Jays blew them out of game 1, 11-4. Saturday, Dodgers turned around and took game 2, 5-1. Monday night, holy shit, they went 18 innings. The game ended at damn near after 2 o'clock in the morning, my time. Thank God it didn't happen in Toronto. It was in LA. It was just a little after midnight for them. Walk-off win. Dodgers came back and won in 18 innings, 6-5. Last night, Blue Jays bounced back and won game 4, 6-2, tying it 2-2. But before games 5 started, there was a historic moment. Toronto's probably going to win this game. Historic moment. In just 3 hits, they had 2 home runs and a double. They said that has never happened in a World Series. And Toronto's now leading. They're now 3 outs away from clinching game 5 and being 1 win away from winning their first World Series since 93. They're up 6-1, bottom of the 9th, 3 outs away. But here's the $1 million question. Do the Blue Jays win it in game 6? Or do they drag it a game 7? Because I think I said 6 or 7 Blue Jays. But I guess if it deals with money, you're going to say the Dodgers will take game 6 and force a game 7. But I'm a little worried now because George Springer's out for the remainder of the World Series. He's not playing anymore. But it looks like they're doing better without him. So I'm still going to ride with the Blue Jays to beat the Dodgers. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Dodgers find a way to make a comeback. But I'm still rolling with the Blue Jays to win the World Series. And that's all I got for tonight's show. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you so much. Hope you all have a safe, happy Halloween. Whether you're going trick-or-treating, stay safe. Look both ways. If you're a child walking the street, being accompanied by an adult. Be careful if you're going house to house. You never know what you're going to get. Hopefully no one gets abducted or anything like that. You always hear crazy shit like that on Halloween. It's going to be cold. I know winter's coming, but I mean, it's about to be a cooler fall finally, especially down here. It's actually 55 degrees right now outside. It's going to be colder tomorrow. I'm excited. Enjoy your college football. Enjoy your NFL. Enjoy your basketball. Enjoy finishing watching the World Series. Y'all stay safe, y'all. But again, driving to the top options, great people, great content. Be sure to give them a follow. Check out all their stuff. But I'm out, man. I'll catch y'all next Wednesday night, November 5th, same time, 9 p.m., same place. Driving on YouTube, Facebook, and X, either on my YouTube channel or Driving to the Tops. Watch it on my Facebook page, or you can watch it on X as well. But that's going to wrap it up. Love, peace. I'm out. Happy Halloween. God bless you. See y'all next.